Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Cody channel. In today's video we will start learning Flutter. Flutter is a cross-platform mobile application development, and it is basically supported by Google, and we will learn about Dart as a language to write the syntax. In this application we will learn how can we write one code in Dart and run it twice on Android and iOS. We will learn how to install Flutter SDK and prepare our Visual Studio Code to work with Flutter and write Dart language. Then we will run this application on Android Emulator, iOS Simulator, Dart desktop windows on the browser and also on the physical device. And in this video today we will also learn about basic widget in a stateless widget in Flutter, looking at text, images, and elevated buttons. So let's get started. Hello everyone, and let's go ahead and start downloading Flutter SDK, which is the only needed software to use Flutter or to work with Flutter beside having Visual Studio Code. So you need, number one, Visual Studio Code as an IDE to write your code in it. The download link will be provided down there in the description. And then in the Flutter documentation, you can see step-by-step requirement to step-by-step to download Flutter SDK. If we select, first of all, you have to select the operating system. And then if you scroll down, there is two options to install Flutter SDK. First one is using Visual Studio Code to install, and the second one to download it and install it without Visual Studio Code. The recommended one is Visual Studio Code because it makes your life a little bit easier. So you need to go to command palette in Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code, view, command palette, and you should here start typing Flutter new project. Because I already have Flutter SDK, I see this in my list. But in your case, you're not going to see Flutter a new project right away, but they will ask you to locate the SDK, but you don't have it yet. Because you don't have it, they will directly move you to download this Flutter SDK and specify a location for that folder to be downloaded in. There is here some recommendation regarding the location. Please go through them, and then they will here give you the notification every time something happened during the download process. If everything okay, they will also direct you to add SDK to your path. So that means it's going to be a global link. No, you don't have to specify it every time, and you're done. You're done working with. You're done downloading this. There is another option if you want to download it using Android Studio. For those who want to write the code in Android Studio, not in Visual Studio Code, this is also here very easy and straightforward, step by step, to do that. If you are using a Mac operating system and you're developing for iOS, same thing will be here, similar to Android, similar to Windows. You could do the same step using Visual Studio Code. Same process, go to command palette, write Flutter new project, no SDK, they will download it. Downloading SDK, then you have to add the path, SDK path to your global path, and you're done. After finish download, you can double check that everything is okay if you go to view command palette and run Flutter Doctor. This command, running Flutter Doctor, will test everything you have it and making sure that all packages are there. They will give you here, this is here the instruction. Let's say if there is anything missing or there is any incorrect download happened, it will be provided to you in here. So as you can see here, when I run this command, some of them are done with the check mark beside, and there is other things that has some errors but is still checked, which is fine. That means I don't have that much, or I don't have to worry about my Flutter SDK. Everything is fine in my case. So here there is one of them come with this exclamation point mentioning that you can disregard this above warning. So it's mainly a warning, not an error. That's great. And now you are ready to create your first Flutter project. Creating Flutter project also could be done from the command line or from Visual Studio Code using the command palette as well, and you can here select Flutter new project. By the way, if I type here Flutter, I should see all available option right now. Run Flutter upgrade is one of them if I need to upgrade my Flutter SDK. And let's now go and create a new Flutter project. And creating a new Flutter project, you come with different template: application, empty application, or skeleton application. And you could also select if this module, package, or plugin. I will select application, and this will ask me where to save this application. I will here right now save it on my desktop, give it a name, which is here Hello World Flutter, and I will save it. Now, while saving, it's going to run some command here in my terminal, and this is the main structure of my new Flutter project. Mainly when I open it for the first time, they will directly put me in main.dart lib file inside lib folder, and I could see there's a folder called Android, a folder called iOS, and a folder called Linux, macOS, web, and Windows. So those are the folders representing all different platforms that this application could run on. And this is beautiful, because Flutter with Dart language, it is a cross-platform, so I could use it to write one code, run different on multiple platforms. So we will take a look today at the most important files in here, specifically pubspecs.yaml. This is the file where we could add external dependencies, where we can test and see the versions of those dependencies. Very important document. And also we should also be careful when writing commands in this file. We will go through that, and we will definitely add a lot of dependencies throughout those tutorials. And then there is other files we should not touch them basically, because for example this is a .log file. This file include also all packages installed in here with their versions and their names, and this is helping us if we send this package to someone or send this project to someone, they know the exact used dependencies in this project. So now we will take a look at lib folder, including main.dart file. This is the file, the first file to start working with, and then we will run this app on Android emulator, iOS simulator. We will run it also on the web, and also I will run it on a physical device. So let's start. Let's run this application on the virtual device first. If you notice here the bottom bar in this Visual Studio Code, I will here make sure that it's visible to everyone. I could here see that there is here, if I click on this, I could see all available devices that I can use, starting from my own physical device, Android emulator, iOS simulator, and also desktop. So all those options are available for me to run my Flutter project on. So for example, if I need to run it on my Android emulator, so I will hit here, and now the live device is my Android emulator, right? Because I see it here in this toolbar, bottom bar in here. Then I will start debugging this project, and I did not change anything in this code. The code is still as is. My emulator is on, it's working now, so the package, this Flutter project will run on this device. This is take a couple of seconds, and here is the app while launching. Here we go. I got the app start running on my Android emulator, and if you see here, I could click on this button, update this number. This is the default template that come with when we create a new project. I did not write any code. This is just the template, the code that's available in the template. That's nice. Let's go ahead and try running Android simulator. So I have here several options to start. One of them is, if I start here typing emulator, there is here a command called Flutter Launch Emulator, and they will give you here the list of all available virtual device that you have it on this laptop. So I will select here iOS, and it will open the simulator that I have. So when the simulator is up and running, make sure you see the name here, because whenever the name in here will be the app that's run. And when you start debugging, so here's the app in the simulator. That's nice, and similar, identical to the app in the emulator. Now let's run the app in the Flutter desktop. So Flutter desktop is another option. If you click here, you should see the option Flutter Chrome and Flutter desktop. I will go with the number one. I will go macOS desktop to show you how this looks like. And this is when the Flutter tried to run the application in a full screen. So full screen for devices. The app run in Flutter window or desktop, and as you can see, it is similar to what we have in Android and iOS. Exactly the same app, but this is a desktop version for Flutter, which is nice. Now the last one, not the last one, the one before, because I still have to run on my phone. So Chrome Web, if you try to run it on Chrome Web, it will open now a Chrome window and run the app in the web browser. The Chrome windows open here, and it is identical to the rest of the devices. And if you go to inspect, try to click inspect, you could also see the app in different devices. For example, I could here select Pixel 7, and I could see the app in my browser, and I could also rotate it, but this is similar to Pixel 7 screen. This is also an option for iPhone, and that's a nice option and solution for those who don't have Android or iOS simulators or virtual devices. This option is a nice option for them. And the last option to see for Flutter is to connect it to a physical device, and that's only work if you have this is also actually depend on the physical device itself. So I will connect my device. The device should be connected to your laptop using a cable. So I have here my iPhone connected already, and I will test it now. Now to run this application on physical device, you should first of all connect your device with a cable, and then select the device from here. You should see the name of your phone connected, and then run the app normally. But because this is a physical device, not an emulator, you will notice here that Visual Studio Code will open Xcode for me first, and after opening Xcode, it will open the app on my physical device. Here is Xcode after opening, and as I told you, we will see here runner folder that come from Flutter. So we are not going to see Swift code in here, but I also noted that iPhone is connected here, and it take a couple of minutes as well to run the app on my physical device. But currently I could see my physical device launching this Flutter application, but it also take time. So this is here my physical device, and I'm waiting here to see. There we go. Flutter application runs already on my physical device, and I can click here to see the app in a similar way how we did it on all other devices. That's exactly what I want to show you today. After running our Flutter application in all possible devices, Android emulator, iOS simulator, Chrome window, desktop window, and also on a physical device, let's take a look at the main structure of this application. And main.dart is the file that contains Dart language or Dart code with a lot of comments in here helping you to start this project. So currently I have my physical device connected. I will switch to my iOS simulator, and we could here see the live update while we are updating, because it has a hot reload feature also in Flutter with the simulator. So what I can do here right now is delete everything. I have it, so I will keep this stateless widget only, and I will delete the stateful widget that I have it down there. So I will go ahead, delete everything, clear a little bit, and I will here just remove this, clear a little bit of the comment in here, so we can read the minimum number of code that we have. So currently I have only one class in this file, and this class is called myApp, which inherits from stateless widget. Stateless widget is a widget that has no state, so it is a static view that will never change. I will here, it has a title in here. I will for the home component, as you can see here, there is material app. I will go through this in a second, but for this home I will add here one text only, and for this text I will give it a string. Let's say here hello world, and directly I got this blue underline because it's not constant, so I will make it const. So now I get rid of that. I will save, and I should see my simulator. Now it's not selected, so I will select my simulator, go to run menu, and start debugging the app. Because we did some updates, we will see a different user interface right now. We should see only one text, that is hello world. Basically, our application right now that contains a stateless widget that run inside this main function, which is the starting point of our application, contain material app, and material app is a widget, also come from Dart. It's a widget Dart that give your application a basic structure as a mobile app, and it has a title if you want to add a title. It has the application theme, and it also has locale of your application to specify what data, what language is using in here. So this material app come from material design in Android, because Dart and Google work very closely. My Android emulator, and I will test in this Android emulator. Currently I will close whatever I have in here and wait for a second till this app is launching. So while launching the app, while the app takes place, I could here see material app, and I could notice here that I'm using from this material app, I am using home, which is down below. I could here look at it. It is a theme title home, which is a widget, right? So because it's a widget, I could return any one of the Dart widget, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm returning one text widget. There is also here the theme, the provided theme for this application, which is an object of type theme data, and we have here provided the color scheme and use material to be true. Again, I got this. Let me double check the emulator. Here we go. I got the emulator runs with hello world as expected, but I could notice here that it's not at all similar to any mobile application that I'm expecting to see, and the reason is that we don't have any scaffold widget used in here. So instead of having this home to be text, I will here use it as a scaffold, and the scaffold is a very important widget coming from Dart, or coming also from Flutter, that give you the feeling of a mobile application. It give you app bar, it give you body, it give you a drawer, button navigation bar. It give you all those widgets that give the feeling of a mobile application, not this dark theme as I see in here. So I will here specify the body to be this text, and I will show you the difference in a second. Now I got this update. Scaffold also good to be constant because it's not here, and unnecessary const I have it in here, which is good. Okay, save, And in the same moment of saving, I could see the updates in here. Hello World is actually up there in the corner, if you could see where it is. And now I could see a mobile application. It's not anymore with dark background. This is exactly what I'm expecting to see, but I will place this Hello World a little bit in the center. I will give it a little bit of extra size so I could see it not in the top left corner. Do a little bit of editing to this text. If I need to center this text, I will wrap this text with a center widget. If I need to wrap it, I can do it easily from here. If I right click on this text and go to refactor, and from this refactor I could say here wrap with widget, and I will here right center, and that's done. If I save here, I should see Hello World move to the center of this screen. Now, if I need to give it a little bit of styling, I could look at all available properties for this widget in here. One of them is style, which is a text style. I see here text alignment, text direction, and all other features. So I will go with this to style this text. I will here write style, and this style is a text style object, and I could here after creating this text style object using the constructor, you see this is the constructor constructing the object, I can here specify the color, the background color, the font size, font weight, font style, and also letter spacing and all those. So I will here start with font size, give it a little bit of bigger size, which is here, let's say 20, and this is good. And if you notice here, at the moment of saving the document, it will directly organize the properties of this text nicely. I could here continue adding text style by adding comma and continue, let's say here, font weight. And for font weight, I got here the option. I needed, let's say, bold. And if I save here, I could see this is in bold. I could here change also background color, which is here font color. Font family, I think it's color, not. And for this color, I will select one of the available colors. Could be here colors dot black, color dot blue gray, or I could also use RGB color system. So let's say here I go with this color, and if I save it, I could see the updated color in here in my stateless widget. Now currently all what we are doing is stateless. That means everything is static, no update. If I duplicate this text, let's say here I need another text, so I will copy everything in here carefully, and I need to add it as another child to the center. The moment when I'm doing that, they told me that there is no way to add another child to the center because it already has a child. So in order to add another child, I need a container for those two child. So I can here wrap them in column or row. So instead of doing this, I will here make the child of the center to be column or row. Let's say here row. And this row has a children. Those children are array of two widgets. And basically, I will make those two text array as the widget I'm working with. So I will close this. I will close this array after the second text. There we go. So this is here the text that I have, and here I'm closing the array, and I will also close the row, and basically I am now taking care of those it's not anymore children, it is in here. Perfect. It seems like I have one extra, so scaffold has one here, and I will also close the one. Currently I have hello world, and I will say here welcome to my channel, and I will save, and I see here both of them in the same row because this is what I said. I need one row with those two children, no space between, so I will make them as a column. And now if I save, I will see those two text and a column format. They are in the center of the column but not in the center of the whole screen, right? And I could here show you one spacer. So spacer is a widget that I can use it as another children within this column, and this spacer will expand as I will show you in a second. So as you can see, spacer right now take a place between the two texts. If this spacer before the first one, if this would be the first children, I could here see both texts down below, or I could put them also to the top, depend on this spacer. So now let's add an image beside those two texts. Let's add one more image. So if I need here to add an image, I should here start typing image, and this should give me all available option to add image in Flutter. So I could see here that image.assets, image.file, image.memory, or image.network. Each one of them has its own parameter, and let's say I need here to add an image in my assets folder. Now I have to specify here the name of this image from assets folder. So where is assets folder? It's not here. So I don't have any folder here called assets. So step number one is to create a folder called assets. So I have to select one file in my Flutter project to create a folder. So I here click and create assets. And after creating this asset, I will add here an image. I will download it later. But the most important step I have to follow right now is to go to pubspecs.yaml. So in here, I should add here assets. And below this, I will add here exactly the file name that I have for this assets. And this is basically going to be assets. As I have it in my folder, I have to be extremely careful to the name. And my image name inside this asset, I don't have it anymore yet, so I will grab it from my download. I download this family image and I will put it inside this assets folder. So it is img.jpg file, and in here I will come back and I will add it here as img.jpg file, exactly like this. And now I will save this pubspecs.yaml with assets. Now it's running the command which download, if this is a dependency, will be downloaded, or now it is introduce it to my project. Come back to my main.dirt, and here I am ready to write the location, which is here assets, and this is img.jpg file. I will give this image a width and height, which is very important. So I could here specify the width and height. And now if those are 100, I could see here there is still an error. The constructor try couldn't const constructor. So this is a very common error that you will have it whenever you start writing Dart code. The constructor called isn't a const constructor, even though this image has no const keyword in front of it, but the container is constant. This scaffold is constant, which is not allowed. So I will remove this here. And now spacer could be constant itself. Yes. Text could be constant itself, but not the container. That's the point. And also this other text is another constant. That's fine now. My Flutter is satisfied now with this image, and I will save and see in my device. Let me run the app, and I should see the app in my device, and we should see the image in the device as well. Here it is, the image after downloading, and because of this spacer, now everything is pushed down. If I remove it, now they are to the top. So the best idea here, if I don't, center is not working anymore because it's centered in the column, I will add here a spacer to the top, a constant spacer, and this is another children to this column, and I will also add another spacer down to the bottom, and that means when I save, I should see the two text and the image to the center, perfectly aligned in this user interface. And if I go here with 200, a little bit bigger image, that's nice user interface, and this is here will Cody channel. Nice. So let's now add an elevated button. So if I need here to add two buttons beside each other under this welcome to my channel, I will wrap them in a row because I need them not in a column, I need them in a row. So I will add here another row within this column, and this row this time it has 2 buttons. I will use here elevated button. So elevated buttons are another widget that has mainly 2 important properties, onPress and the child. onPress will be here an empty function for now, so I will keep it an empty for now, and the child here will be a widget. In my case, let's add it here as a text, and let's say here click me, and this is, I could here see one extra parentheses goes in here, which is not needed, and this is constant. Nice. This is the first elevated button, and if I add here one more elevated button, and let's say here register. If I save this user interface, I could see those 2 buttons to the very bottom of my UI because of this spacer. So I will here put the spacer below the row, as you can see in here. So the spacer is down, and now the buttons are in here. They are clickable, but no action yet. But I need those buttons to be to the center, so I could here add this row has another properties, which is main axis alignment. Initially it's going to be by default start, so I will here update this alignment, so main axis alignment, and I will specify it to be center. If I save, those 2 buttons right now move to the center of my screen, and this is what I need to see in this application. This is a nice introduction to Flutter, taking a look to text widget, image widget, and also elevated button widget. In the next video, I will go ahead and work a little bit with a stateful widget, because in this video we only cover stateful widget, so no update. We have a fully static user interface.